April 18th, 2021, 11 o'clock in the morning, 63 degrees in Decatur, Georgia. We've just turned off of Faulkner onto Glendale. Already had 2 people pass us. Headed to the Decatur Cemetery today. I'd like to drive through the whole cemetery. Old section first, then the new section, and then maybe get out. I want to maybe walk the trail between Glen Lake and the cemetery. Not sure if that'll be practical or not, but anyway, I want to go down, cut through here, come up on Ponce de Leon. A lot of old schoolmates lived all through here. Turn right on Ponce de Leon, go by Glenwood Elementary, or whatever they call it now, and then turn right on Commerce, and then right on Church Street and into the Church Street entrance of the cemetery. Now there's a path here that cuts over to Glen Lake Park. And then the path from the cemetery comes in right up there on the left. This basically looks just like it did in the 50s. A lot of houses have been remodeled or rebuilt, but the area still looks pretty much just like it did. Some of these houses doesn't look like they've been touched since the 50s. Most of them though have been well maintained. I think these were probably built in the 30s, be my guess. Maybe 40s. Maybe some of the viewers will know for sure. Used to love to trick or treat over here. I'd come from Berry Street at the depot, and it's where we lived until the 5th grade when we moved over to Lucerne Street right at the pool. Well, 4th grade. Finished the 4th grade at Glenwood. Moved the winter of the 4th grade. Finished at Glenwood to 4th grade and started 5th grade at Claremont. Used to love to hit these apartments up here on the left at Halloween. I wonder if they're still apartments or whether they're condos now. This is East Ponce de Leon. To the left will take you down to Scottdale and all the way down through Stone Mountain. I don't see a no turn sign. So we're going to turn right, and then this will take you all the way into through Decatur and into Atlanta. I have video going down Ponce into Atlanta and coming out of Atlanta. We'll loop around Glenwood School just to let you see it. These steps used to come out further and closer to the road. They remodeled it, but it still looks, they kept it consistent with the original construction, and a lot of it is still the same. That used to be our playground down there. I remember that ditch over there. Used to be rats in that ditch. Old Methodist Church here on the left. I love that old rock church. Used to play out there in the Decatur Federal before there was anything there, when it's just empty out there. They closed it. Well, I said that, yeah, they closed this entrance off. They've got a post in the middle of it where you can't go in there now. This van's not huge, but it may be too large to come up through part of that old section. I don't know. But I did want to let you see the entrance there. That little pavilion. I could put a side camera on, but it's so, I'm not that good at editing yet, and it's so much more trouble that when I get to a place, I'm going to stop, turn the video off. I'm going to get out with a point and shoot and get video of what would be on the side where you can see get a better picture of the cemetery, instead of trying to cut and edit two different cameras. Well, we'll be doing two different cameras, but I'll be stopping one and picking it up with the other, rather than trying to cut one at the appropriate time and add one at the appropriate time. Not sure the history of that little house. I used to know, but I can't remember all of this stuff anymore. Always loved this cemetery. So we lived on Berry Street until the 4th grade, and Mother and I and my brother, we'd walk over here to Glen Lake Park and watch my brother play Little League ball. Love these old steps. The trees have leafed out. You can't see it nearly as well. I'll swing through that turnaround and get a picture of the pond. People used to fish in that pond. I don't know if they still do or not. There's a spring there, and then there's a spring back between the cemetery and the subdivision back there that we just came through. We're going to come back and go down that road right there to start with. I love the look of the old cemetery, even uncut. I just love the way it looks. The road used to go all the way through. You would drive all the way through here, come in that front entrance or the side entrance, and you could go in or out. But now you can only come in and go out one way in the vehicle, at least. Little bluebird over there. Yeah, up towards the front where some of those walls are and some of the roads come together, there's not enough room for this van to turn. I don't want to get myself where I've got to back out and get stuck or whatever, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, there's a place right around here I want to stop and walk to a little, it's not much of a waterfall, but it's a little waterfall. It goes down to the trail that leads to the to Glen Lake. I think they give tours of the cemetery. You know, these are the steps that I love right here. I was thinking there were steps on the other side too. Maybe they did away with them when they sort of worked on that side over there. I'm going to stop here and get out and get some video of those steps. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go on up a little further, and then I'll stop and walk back down and get video of them. I was wanting to pull over to the side here, but I don't know if we can now or not. Used to be able to pull over right there, but they planted trees. And I want to go right down there to the left to the bridge. They've made a curve here now. I don't want to block anybody. Maybe I can, well, that's a good place for me to walk back there though. Well, let me run on around. We'll double back through and I'll just cut the camera off. And like I said, going up that road right there is going to take us up to the, I may walk that. I don't want to get up there and then can't get out. Thing is, my walking video is not going to be near as steady. But anyway. This bank used to be covered in black eye Susans. I think I liked it a lot better then. Of course, with those cherry trees and all in bloom, it would be beautiful. But I guess they've decided to let it go back natural. I don't know where that little path goes, but I don't have time to explore it today. This path here is the one that goes to Glen Lake Park. And to the right of it goes to a little waterfall. And like I said, there's a little spring up there. And the spring and the pond feed the, and then there's another spring over somewhere around Sycamore that feeds that creek. It runs into South Peachtree Creek down around the VA hospital down there, and Mason Mill Park down there. And here's a little waterfall. There used to be foxgloves up the hill behind me. I don't know if they're still there. I don't know if it's time for them to bloom or not. I don't see the van up there, but right up there is where we are parked. We'll probably go out that way. Boy, look at these huge poplars. Woodpecker over there. You can hear them. Red belly. Look at that huge poplar. Looking back to the little waterfall. We'll go down and get a little picture or two video of the path going down to Glen Lake, but I'm not going to walk it all the way. Hopefully we can find a parking spot at Glen Lake. Just look at these trees. Huge oaks and poplars. Decatur was founded in 1825, so I'm pretty sure the cemetery dates back to then. We'll look at the history marker up there. If it's not the oldest cemetery in the Atlanta area, it's got to be very close to it. Okay, we're on the other side of the little branch. That's the end of the bridge, and that is looking down towards Glen Lake. Well-traveled path. There are a lot of people visit this cemetery. Okay, let's continue our drive around now. I said continue our drive, but I'm going to stay parked where we are and walk the old cemetery. Look, there's a black locust, or some type of locust. I believe that is a black locust. The blooms on that locust tree. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell much about it with the sun, but it's a huge river birch. Got a couple of carvings on it. Let's see if we can see a date. Don't see a date, I only see one set of initials. CDCH. I wonder who that is and where they are, if they're still alive. There's another carving, but I can't tell anything about it. And looks like maybe another one, like saying 20, and I can't tell. Look at this rascal. There are bound to be leprechauns and fairies living in here. There's no way up around it. We need to start looking for leprechauns' pot of gold. If we're getting that poison ivy all over, that's what happened to me. That's what'll happen to me. I'll end up with poison ivy from head to toe. Looking up towards Glenwood. Well, Glenwood Elementary would be a little bit further over that way. Okay, we're right here at the van. We'll walk this road and see if the van will make it, if I'll be able to turn or not. If I can, we'll drive. If not, I'll just get to point and shoot. And that big magnolia. Some real, very large bamboo down there, about 4 inches across and looked to be about 40 feet high, 40 feet tall. I love this stuff, and it spreads like crazy. I don't think we're going to be able to get around in the van. It may dead end right there. Now, according to that history marker, I don't know where the boundary line would be or where the dividing line would be. What this would be looking out over the old African American burial section. I have to get that big oak tree, that big cedar tree. Okay, we have worked our way up to the front gate again. Hope y'all don't get tired of trees. We're gonna go right over there around that front gate and see what the history of the cemetery is. The little pavilion is right over there. And I am being watched. I still call that the New Methodist Church. Built in the 60s. Old Decatur Federal Building. I guess that's Wachovia now. Looking back down to Church Street. into the cemetery. And looking back to the pond, just came across some blueberries too. And a couple just told me about where 3 baby owls are at a park over around Medlock. So we'll be heading over there shortly. And I think we can get around these roads okay if there's not another car blocking us. That could be an issue. It looks like we got someone fishing down there in the pond. People have been fishing there as long as I can remember. We walked to Glen Lake Park when I was about 4 or 5, 3. I always see people fishing there. Okay, picking this back up now. It is now 12 o'clock. We should be able to get around and come back down that hill right there. And the other roads look like they will be big enough for us to get on. But a car could be blocking the road. Yeah, driving video will be a lot better than, I guess I need to speak up. I've been talking low for the point and shoot, but yeah, we should be able to get around. Some of the other roads, people park right in the middle of the road. We may not be able to go those roads or that road. As long as we can get traction, we can go. This van does not get good traction. If we can get over that hump, we'll be all right. People are giving us the crooked eye. The new section is no problem at all. This is sort of like the Everglades trails, not maintained well. Now we've got to turn right here because this road up here is, there's a car right in the middle of the road. We have to go back out the way we came. I wanted to go there, but Well, like I said, there's getting to be a lot of people in here. We'll just go through the new section and head over and see if we can find the aisles. And they've got right in the middle of the road. I guess they're working on family grave. Well, they have an Oconee tag as well. How about that? I may have been speaking too slow when I got back in. I was speaking low for the point and shoot because it gets better sound. Like so many other things, it's better to do this stuff through the week. Frank and I had a tree hut in his backyard right here on the left. Those trees are still there. Had a 3-story tree hut, basement. Smoked a lot of cigarettes, drank a lot of beer. Played a lot of poker in that old tree hut. We had a ball in this cemetery. We're going to park here for a second. We will come back down that other road over there to the left, then loop around the perimeter road and come back down the next road over. This road is going to bring us up to another favorite spot, the sundial. Look at that crowbird right there on that tombstone. What are you doing, buddy? Got to get a picture of this sundial. Frank and I sat here and smoked a lot of cigarettes and watched that sundial. I can't tell you. Lordy mercy. I count none but sunny hours. I think this is where I developed my passion for sundials. Hey, crowbird, what's up, buddy? Mockingbird harassing you? Life of a crowbird. He'll harass hawks, mockingbirds harass him. Yeah, I think that's where I learned, or where I acquired my appreciation and interest in sundials. I've got a shorter version in the winter where you can see better without the leaves. I should have come before it leafed out, I guess, but it's beautiful with the leaves too. I need to come back in the winter and do this same tour without the leaves. I'll be able to see a lot better going down this hill and out of the sun. Okay, let's go on down and go around the perimeter road and then come back down that road. Right down at Glen Lake Park. This is interesting. I wonder if that's Mr. Renfro. Carl Gilbert Renfro, 1910-2004. I bet that was Superintendent of Decatur Schools, Mr. Renfro, Dr. Carl Gilbert. A lot of history in this cemetery. I guess there's a lot of history in every cemetery, but now that road, I'm pretty sure it used to go all the way around, but I'm pretty sure it dead ends now. We're not going to go out there. Look at that big old dead pine tree. Boy, I bet these woodpeckers love that. They're blue million little woodpeckers. They've been going crazy. But that thing is full of bugs for those little devils to eat. These are new brakes, and I put brake quiet on them. So I don't know why they're squeaking. We get back up to the top. If that road is not blocked off, we'll go in it from the top and come around. But I'm pretty sure it does not come all the way out anymore. That little park that people told me about is probably going to be packed out, but I sure would like to get some pictures of baby owls. So they were about to fledge. They may have fledged today. It's been 10, 11 years since I've gotten any owls. And it was really interesting. They said one was abandoned by its mother, father, whatever, in another nest. And they brought it over here. There were just two. And they brought it over here, and they adopted it and took it in. Okay, well, this is not blocked off. We'll cut down through here. So it would really be neat if I can get some pictures of the owls. It's that next one down there that's going to be blocked. Okay, yeah, it is blocked. This just brings us right back where we were. That's what I thought. We'll just loop around here and head on out. And that park they told me about, I know where it is. I've been there, but it's been probably 15 years since I've walked it. 12 years. It's over around Medlock. Runs along the South Peachtree Creek. Doesn't look like this City of Decatur car has been cranked for in a while. Need to wash it and take care of it better than that. And I'll keep my yap shut. I won't say anything else about City of Decatur. Except I used to love it. How about that? Okay, that'll conclude our tour of City of Decatur Cemetery. Oldest known burial ground in the metro Atlanta area. 1823, it said it predates the founding of Decatur, 1823. So there. Oh, I do want to cruise through Glen Lake, so I'll leave it running for a minute. I guess I need to make a complete tour of the a couple of these subdivisions, the Great Lakes, and then that one over there, where we just went through, Glendale over there. Just make some complete tours of those subdivisions at some point. But like I say, I'm usually a couple hours away from Decatur now, and I want to expand my travels out of the state more. Let's see how crowded this is. Decatur loves masks. That's all you need to say. That's all you need to know. She didn't have on a mask. These two don't. She didn't. Those people out there in the tennis courts don't. Too many peoples for me. I'd like to get out and walk it, but I'm not going to. That path from the cemetery will come in up there on the right. There was one person there with a mask. Played Little League Baseball out there under the lights. Boy, that was great. That was just great. And just about right here was where the bathrooms were. That bridge was further downstream. Practically lived in that pool in the summer. Except it was 8 feet deep with a diving board then. I think they've wussified it up to 4 or 5 feet. Yeah, I need to shut up. I need to be quiet. I could get on the soapbox about the city of Decatur, but I won't. One more quick thing right here. There's the old bridge over the creek is right here. I think it's one way. I think we'll have to go all the way around, but we're going to stop right here and get a video and picture of it. And I don't know when they changed this, but this bridge is hard to read, but I think it says 1898. R.J. Freeman, Commissioner, DeKalb County. Lord, smoked a lot of cigarettes on this bridge too. Talked about girls. A couple of you girls watching this, a couple of you old schoolmates, y'all probably got talked about right here on this old bridge. Played in that creek, salamanders, crawfish. Used to be a path that you could come right down through there. Used to be a path through here before these apartments were here, a path over to Glen Lake. Yeah, there's Glen Lake right there. I'm not going to go too much into this history. There's a little path goes over there too. The Vice girl and a friend are eating lunch here. Anthony Aunt Wiley. Parker, you'll remember that. I think Parker even sort of walked Anthony out into the courtroom some, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Cook? You watching, Mr. Cook? Parker's a good friend. Good friend. Used to be pavilions up here. Looks like there may still be a little one, but it used to be a big pavilion up here with a concession stand years ago. Picnic benches in there overlooking the field. Yeah, they got a little pavilion out there in the field now. Oh well. I think they may have even cut down some of those pine trees. They had some pine trees down there that were so huge. There's one of them that's still there, at least 2 or 3. Okay, we are looking at the rose bush. Boy, that's fun. That's nice, isn't it? Okay, we're headed to Medlock. See if we can get some pictures of baby owls.